Hello friends, today I am going to explain how to prepare for your retirement. Retirement is very scary, to be honest with you, and it is not only just it will stop your regular income, and also how you have to spend your rest of the time is also very critical for thinking about some hobbies or social work so that you can keep yourself busy during your retirement. Now we will come to the financial part of your retirement. So during retirement time, we don't get a regular income like salary. So we have to think about some pension. For private professionals like me, we definitely have to find out any pension fund. Through that corpus, we can get a regular income in the form of pension, which is going to help our retirement life. So the first and foremost thing you need to do in your retirement planning is how much corpus you have to accumulate. The reason is how you will arrive this corpus amount is first we have to back calculate what is your future expenses after your retirement. Before your retirement commences. For example, let us say my estimation is I like to retire at the age of 55 years, and at that point of time in future I may require 75,000 rupees per month without house rent. Will be a comfortable amount for me for my monthly regular expenses with my wife. So in order to get 75,000 rupees per month as a annuity, what you need to do is I have to save 1 crore 10 lakh rupees. This is what the total corpus I need to accumulate. Then what I arrived is I may accumulate 60 lakh rupees of my provident fund, and the rest of the amount I wanted to accumulate in the ULIP. So this is the way I have arrived at what is the amount I wanted to save every month. But as you may be aware, 15 years back my salary was slightly lesser. So what I have done is initially I will pay a premium of 2000 rupees per month, and later on I have an option in the policy to increase my premium amount. So then after 5-6 years I increased the 2000 rupees premium to 5000 rupees, and also for the past 2 years I am paying a premium of 10,000 rupees per month. So that I am regularly monitoring how much amount is accumulated in my ULIP. And another interesting thing is I am paying my premium amount using my HDFC credit card. And one of the very good benefit they have given me earlier, now I am not sure whether it is there or not, please do check. They promised me 1% of the premium amount will be cashback offer they have given. So my premium allocation charge is 1%, and I am getting a 1% cashback, and moreover on this 10,000 rupees premium I am going to get reward points, which is really very beneficial. I advise you in the similar lines you can also think about it and invest. See, now I will explain what is the decision I made for my retirement corpus. Based on that, you can take an informed decision about how you want to do, or if you want to tweak to your financial planning. Almost 15 years back I had taken this HDFC Life pure pension plan I have taken. The reason is if you take life or any other riders along with your ULIP, then the mortality charges and for this disability and all, they are going to charge premium which is going to be significantly high as we grow old. So what I decided is for my life I have taken a separate insurance policy, and for my investment purpose I have taken this pure pension plan. So what I like to recommend to everyone is you also think about pure pension plan for your retirement corpus. So when I have 15 years back, this premium allocation charges are very high. For example, I don't want to quote the company names. Some of the companies were charging like 15% for the first 3 years, and later on they are charging 2% or 3% per year throughout the tenure of the policy. But what I have taken is HDFC Life pure pension plan. In that, what they did is first year they have taken 45% of my premium as their premium allocation charge, and subsequent years it is only 1%. So I liked that particular policy at that point of time, and also I believe in HDFC products, and also my salary account also with HDFC Bank. So I went for HDFC Life policy. Healthcare is another important aspect. During old age, God forbid, we may get diabetes or arthritis or any other blood pressure diseases. Then we may have to use regular medication. So what we noticed is this inflation of medical expenses is significantly going up year on year. So this need to be accounted in your retirement pension plan. See, when I start about thinking this pension, I got a dilemma whether I had to invest for this corpus in the form of mutual fund or in ULIPs. Then what I decided is ULIP is better. The reason is if you are very disciplined investor and if you have a lot of patience, then mutual funds will suit to you. Because generally what happened currently, as you can see, the markets were significantly corrected because of this COVID-19 worldwide spreading. So economy is definitely affected and markets are nosedive, and the way the markets are crashing is scary. Even I got bit fearful because of this significant correction and devaluation of my portfolio. So I'm little bit tempted even to stop my systematic investment plans in mutual funds. But if you have taken ULIP, then what happens? You are bound to pay your premium regularly, so that we will be more disciplined. And it is a deep discount. The shares are available now, so you can buy at much cheaper NAV value your units, and this is going to create you very good corpus at the end. So for retirement corpus accumulation, if you start at an early age, you can significantly save the money. You know the power of compounding. It is eighth wonder according to Albert Einstein. If you start very early, say let us say when you are 25 years, then at the end of 55, you will significantly accumulate corpus. If you start at 35, the amount may be less. You may have to save a lot of money. That's happened even in my case. I didn't started at an early age. So coming back to these mutual funds and ULIPs, actually when we started 15 years back, the ULIPs were grossly missold. For example, take LIC. I think they have given significant returns on one of the ULIPs. So what happened? These financial advisors and agents, everybody sold ULIPs at very high rate. Then what happened? Then now we have IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Authority. These people have imposed very good restrictions and mis-selling of the product, and ULIPs have become very, very competitive nowadays. If you take this online ULIPs, they are available at much cheaper price compared to traditional way of buying the ULIPs. See, another advantage of this ULIP on traditional way of investing in mutual funds is we have wide variety of funds are available within the ULIP. So you can use your smart way of fund switches and premium redirection to get the benefits of market fluctuations. For example, when I started the policy, that time irrespective of market fluctuations, I am young and my retirement is far away. So what I have done is 50% of my premium is invested in a growth fund, and the remaining 50% is invested in equity fund. Growth funds are typically invest in small cap and mid cap companies, whereas equity fund will invest predominantly in blue chip companies. So I took risk and I got really very cheaper rate. These units were accumulated in my corpus. Afterwards, what I have done is when I increased the premium to 5,000 rupees, then I become little bit of conservative. Then what I have done is I gave only 30% to growth fund, 30% to equity fund, and 40% I have invested in balanced fund. Typically, this balanced fund invest 40% in equity and 60% in debt instruments, so that will give you a cushion, so that any significant market fall will not affect your total sum accumulated. Then what happened when markets were significantly corrected? That time I have again taken more exposure to this growth and equity funds within my ULIP. And likewise, I have paid my premium also. Premium redirection option is also available. Use that wisely, and you can, whichever the fund you wanted to invest, to that fund it will be diverted. In case if you don't have time to look into these market movements and premium redirection, who will remember all those things? Then what I will advise you is just to start with 25% you put it into your equity fund, 25% in growth fund, 25% in balanced fund, and another last 25% in defensively managed funds. And just forget it, there is nothing wrong, and over a period of time you are going to get a very good corpus amount. And you need to remember very well, just before 5 years of your retirement, start moving all your money from these funds to safer bets, safer havens, like defensively managed fund, stably managed fund, and liquid funds equally. Likewise, your future premiums also you redirect into these safer funds, so that any significant correction in markets at your old age will not duly affect your corpus amount. I think this piece of advice you have to do, and yeah, for your better retirement life, you have to pay attention. There is no other go, and don't rely on other people's advice. Stick to this safer way of fund switch and premium redirection. That is my sincere advice to all of you. And another thing now, so after the end of your tenure, you are going to accumulate a significant corpus amount. Now I will tell you how to buy annuity from this amount. As per current rules and regulations, what government is suggesting is 1/3 of this corpus amount. Let us say for convenience, we will take, you have accumulated 90 lakhs in your ULIP. Then 30 lakhs, 1/3 will be given to you directly without any tax, and this amount you can do whatever you wanted to. But remaining 2/3 amount, that is 60 lakh amount, you have to buy a annuity plan. These annuity plans will be offered by almost like now very good 25 insurance companies are there in India. Whichever the insurance company offering highest pension, from them you can buy. So you don't have to buy from HDFC Life. For example, my policy is with HDFC Life, but I am not obligated to buy from HDFC Life. I can buy from any other insurance company that are operating in India. So some of my friends discouraged me, why you are going for pension plan. Here, 1/3 amount only will be given, 2/3 you are obligated to buy annuity plan. But believe me, my dear friends, this annuity plan buying 2/3 amount is really good. See, and another thing is this 1/3 amount also, don't experiment with that money. That is meant for your retirement, and you need to be extra cautious. I am sure there will be people, when you have large amount, they will come and tell you that you invest in some Ponzi schemes so that your money will be doubled within 3 years, and all these suggestions will give you. Don't believe all those things, and you have to stick to your retirement plan. See, what I am going to do with my 1/3 money is, I think right now we can invest 15 lakhs maximum in post office seniors savings scheme is available. That is going to give you an excellent debt investment return, guaranteed return for 5 years. So I am going to put my 1/3 amount as much as possible into that post office seniors savings scheme. and 5 years you can invest, and then afterwards you can renew for another 5 years. That's what as of now the rule says. So I am really going to use that benefit. And with remaining two-third amount, see, in my opinion, LIC is the safest one, and SBI Life is also there. So, and also compare whichever is paying you very good pension per month on your corpus two-thirds amount, that you can choose, and you will get a regular pension amount. Just I will give you what are the various options available in annuity plan. For example, let us say if whatever the 60 lakhs accumulated, if in case of sad demise of self, if I wanted to give that 60 lakhs to my children, there is an option with capital protection. Then you may get monthly lesser amount. But if you think that 60 lakhs my children may not need, they are all self-sufficient. In that case, if I say that I don't need capital but I need only pension, means you will slightly get higher monthly pension. Likewise, you can include your spouse as well. For example, myself and my spouse, till we are alive, you have to give pension, means you may get slightly lesser one. If you think that your spouse is going to stay with the children, she may not stay alone at home, in that case you may opt for only until I am alive, I need pension, means you may get slightly higher amount. I advise you discuss with your spouse and take a wiser decision when you are taking this annuity plan. Yeah, so ULIP, when you are buying, you need to be little bit careful, because it is not only just a premium allocation charge, there are so many other charges are there. In case of pension plan, there will not be any mortality charges, but there will be policy administration charge will be there, and policy management charges also there. So be mindful actually. But nowadays these insurance companies have become very transparent, and if you see your monthly statement, they are clearly giving how much are the expenses and under what head and how many units. Typically what they do is from your total accumulated units, they will strike off these charges, how many units they have taken out and what is the equivalent amount also will be displayed. So you need to little bit careful and check whether everything is as per your plan or not. If you think that these charges are very high, you need to negotiate with the insurance companies. And another important aspect I need to tell you is NPS also. This government is now encouraging everyone to invest into NPS scheme. So even NPS also works in similar lines at that. But here in retirement age is 60 years, that's what they told. So after 60 years, you will get 1/3 amount back to you, and with 2/3 amount, you have to take annuity plan. Let us say, like me, if you wanted to plan for early retirement, like 55, I'm decided to retire, then what you need to do is, in case of NPS, they will give you only 20% amount to you, and the remaining 80% corpus amount you have to invest into this annuity plan, you have to buy, so that they will pay every month pension to you. So, my dear friends, I hope whatever my suggestions will help you in your retirement planning. Happy investment. Thank you. In previous generations, the combined families were very prominent, but now in our generation, nucleus families are gaining popularity. So staying with son may not be possible. So you need to prepare for your retirement. Another important aspect you all need to remember is we must own home. It can be small or big, you can think about that. To be honest, we can live without food, but we can't live without a roof on our head. So please think about that. And also, if it is not possible to buy in the city where you are living, so think about suburban areas or in your native place. Try to buy a small piece of land for your home. And my final disclaimer to everyone. I am not a certified financial advisor, but whatever I am suggesting is with good intention. I really wanted to see my friends and colleagues to be benefited with my wisdom or whatever the knowledge I gained for the past 22 years. So please take it with a pinch of salt to be safer side. And if you get any doubt, please feel free to contact me. And also, if you still not comfortable to talk to me, then you can contact your financial advisor. Take a informed decision, but do not delay any more on your retirement planning. Thank you.